Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News, episode 130. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Brandon Hodge here. Video after the match. So I had my very first wrestling match yesterday. I uploaded it. It's really not ideal to like have your first ever wrestling match. Even it was not really my first ever wrestling match because I'm not a trained wrestler. It's just someone who doesn't know what they're doing, or two people who don't know what they're doing, getting in a ring and trying to have a match. We messed a few things up, but I think what we were able to do is actually pretty good for someone who's never been in a ring before. Neither me or Malcolm have ever been in a ring. So if you haven't seen yesterday's match, the third episode of the series, the shop series, I'll put the card up there. But anyway, I know the majority of you watching this don't care about that, so this is WWE News and Rumors, so let's go ahead and get it started. Okay, the first news story. This is kind of what everyone's talking about in wrestling right now, because, so like, Becky Lynch and whatever her name is, UFC, whatever champion, she's one of the champions now, so it's like Christine Cyborg or something. I'm maybe saying that wrong, and I know that's not her actual last name, but anyway, they've been like feuding on Twitter, and then like last night, the UFC fighter Christina or whatever her name is, she said, if I win my fight tonight and you win your match tonight, Becky, let's have a match at SummerSlam. So this basically is set up. A UFC fighter is coming over to WWE and actually trying to have a match. I don't know if she's ever like been in a WWE ring or a wrestling ring before, trying to be a professional wrestler or anything, but I think this is very interesting. The match was actually set, I believe, so we'll see if that, well, they've said it. I don't know if it's actually going to happen. It could be like the Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder thing from a few years ago, where it just never happens. It's all talk. But I guess we'll have to wait and see if if WWE officials actually want this to happen. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have let Becky, like, I don't know. I feel like they would have told Becky, yo, don't try to set up a match or something, or don't keep talking crap or something. But I don't know if this is actually happening. It'll be a very interesting match if it does happen. SummerSlam, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay, the next news story. So I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago when like John Cena returned, it said free agent, and the rumors were the reason it said that is because he's going to be some on both Raw and SmackDown. Well, we found out what he's going to be doing for Raw. So basically, there's this pay-per-view in Los Angeles, September the 24th. It's called No Mercy. It's a Raw pay-per-view this year, even though it was a SmackDown last year. They're like flipping the pay-per-views this year with the brands and stuff. So anyway, John Cena is actually advertised to be wrestling at the show. He will be at that show. So the first like confirmed Raw show we know 100% John Cena will be at is the No Mercy pay-per-view in Los Angeles. Yes, I am going. Yes, I will be vlogging. I'm actually going to Ring of Honor like a few nights before or something. I think I'm going to the pay-per-view and like the TV taping or whatever in Las Vegas, and then I'll be driving over to Los Angeles for No Mercy. So yeah, I'll be at No Mercy, so if you're there, you should definitely say what's up. But yeah, John Cena is actually advertised for the show, so if you're a fan of John Cena and you're going to the Los Angeles No Mercy pay-per-view, you'll see John Cena. This is really screwed up. I'm not entirely sure all the facts. I had a few minutes today to round up everything and try to understand what was happening in most of these news stories and rumors. So basically, Dolph Ziggler's brother is probably going to prison for murder. So I don't know if he shot the person, but basically what happened, Dolph Ziggler's brother and this other guy, they like tried to rob this hotel. It was, I don't know. It's really confusing. Like, it was supposed to be like a drug robbery, but I'm not entirely sure why a hotel would have drugs, but basically it went wrong and they ended up shooting, I don't know if he like worked at the hotel or something. Basically he was a United States veteran, they shot and killed the guy. I'm not entirely sure if Dolph Ziggler's brother himself shot the guy, or if it was the accomplice that was with Dolph Ziggler's brother who shot the person, but and Dolph Ziggler's brother's actually pleading guilty to this, so Dolph Ziggler's brother might be going to prison for a little while. Okay, the next news story. If you were at the Detroit house show last night, whatever you want to call it, live event, WWE Live, it's a house show, it's a non-televised show, so if you were at the Detroit show last night, you already know this, but Hell in a Cell is actually going to be in Detroit. I believe it's going to be on October 8th. There were the rumors that Hell in a Cell was going to be in like Minneapolis, since like they had a rumored pay-per-view in October, but it ended up being TLC. TLC's in October now instead of December, so I'm not entirely sure what they're doing in December. I know they'll have Roadblock, but they should have like some other pay-per-view. I'm not sure if they're gonna bring back a pay-per-view or something, but yeah, Hell in a Cell's actually gonna be in Detroit, and TLC's gonna be in Minneapolis, so tickets probably already on sale. I'm not going, but tickets are available somewhere, probably Ticketmaster or something, I don't know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the news stories, and now we're gonna move on to the rumors. The first rumor, so Darren Young is supposed to be coming back. I mean, this is kind of like borderline being news or whatever. So Darren Young was injured. Honestly, I can't remember what he injured, how long ago he got injured or whatever. The last thing I remember, he was like with Bob Backlund or something, or maybe he was, yeah, I think it was Bob Backlund he was with, but he got injured. He's been he's been away for a while. Apparently he's back in the Performance Center working for return. He'll be back in a few months. I don't know what they're gonna do with Darren Young. They might be, I don't know if they should give him a new gimmick or whatever. It wouldn't really be a big surprise to me if they actually released the guy, because they've just had so much stuff that hasn't worked, which that's the same thing with Titus and probably a lot of people on the roster. But yeah, Darren Young's supposed to be returning here soon, so if you're a fan of Darren Young, he should be back in a month or so. Okay, the next rumor. So, I mean, this has been teased for so long, but the rumor is Sasha Banks is turning heel very, very soon. I mean, this has been rumored for a while, but it's just like strong 100% they will be turning Sasha heel really, really soon. So I'm not too sure when, maybe around before SummerSlam, after SummerSlam. I don't really know. And this kind of ties into the next news story. So, or not the next news story, the next rumor. So the reason that they did a one-on-one match instead of like the Fatal 4-Way, which was originally planned for the Raw Women's Championship match at SummerSlam, the reason they're doing the one-on-one because they wanted it to be different than the Raw title, the Universal Championship match. So that's why it's a one-on-one and not the Fatal 4-Way like was originally rumored. Speaking of the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar will be defending that in the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam, and he's reportedly going to be losing the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Probably to Roman Reigns. It's not specified in this rumor if it's going to be Roman Reigns or not, but that's just what the like previous rumors have been, that he's dropping to Roman Reigns. And the reason behind this, the reason they want to take the championship off of Lesnar so soon is because UFC really, really wants to do the Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar super fight here this summer sometime. So I thought Lesnar was like suspended from competing in the UFC. I don't know if they're somehow getting around that or something. But basically UFC really, really wants to do the Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar super fight, and WWE is going to let Lesnar like drop the title to go over to UFC to work for a little while. I would assume Lesnar would be at WrestleMania, come back at WrestleMania and maybe be in the title picture or something. Maybe not, who knows. And also there's the rumor that he's not resigning after WrestleMania, so I guess we'll see how that plays out. Okay, the next news story. Okay, I switched cameras. This is actually not a camera, this is a phone. So I was editing, I realized, oh, I actually skipped over like one of the main things I wanted to talk about. So I'll go ahead and talk about this now. Let me see if I don't know if I put it up there. This is kind of backwards. Okay, so Chris Jericho's schedule. So, Chris Jericho returned and shocked the world when he came back on SmackDown this past week. I was actually there. I was marking out in the crowd, just like all the other marks in the crowd. So, update about his schedule. I mean, he disappeared for a while because he was actually touring with his band Fozzy. They're supposed to be touring again in October, November, and I believe a little bit in September or something. So, as far as we know, Chris Jericho's actually pretty free until up to like September. So Chris Jericho could easily stick around until like after SummerSlam or something. So he could be in the United States Championship picture at SummerSlam maybe or something. But yeah, this is a little update on Chris Jericho's schedule. Now let's switch back to the good camera. Okay, the next rumor. So this kind of ties in to the rumor from the last news episode, I think. Yeah, I think it was the last news episode. So basically in the last news episode, I said it's rumored that Jinder Mahal will be defending his championship against not just John Cena, but Nakamura too. It'll be a triple threat match at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. Well, this rumor is just supporting that even more. The rumor is that Jinder will be defending the championship at SummerSlam against two people. Those two people weren't named in the specific rumor, but I mean, we can kind of guess it's going to be John Cena and Nakamura. I'm all for it. I don't know if you guys are too, but Nakamura, John Cena, and Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship actually sounds like a pretty good match for SummerSlam. I mean, it probably won't be the main event, but it should still be pretty entertaining. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and the final news story, final rumor, final thing I will be talking about in this video. The great Khali. Let's talk about him. As much as some of you don't want me to talk about him, I'm going to talk about the great Khali. So, basically, this rumor is about his schedule. The rumor is that Great Khali is not on a full-time schedule and will not be on regular WWE programming. He'll only be back a few times for special little stuff with Gender. He's not going to be like a member of he's not going to like join Gender and the Singh brothers or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know if they're like paying Great Khali a lot of money, like Lesnar money, just for special appearances, or if it's just like, yeah, we're not actually going to sign you to a full-time contract. We'll just like get you a spot here, probably not even going to have a real wrestling match, just a few appearances and stuff like that. So yeah, just take it easy, Great Khali. So yeah, Great Khali is not going to be on a regular schedule and probably won't have regular matches in the WWE. So that's just a rumor about the Great Khali. I mean, of course, rumors aren't always true, but this one actually does sound pretty legit. So there you guys have it. That is the news and rumors for the past, I don't know, 3 days or something. If you haven't already, you should definitely check out the match. I mean, I did my first ever wrestling match. I'm not a trained wrestler. I mean, we just got in the ring and tried our stuff. I mean, big shout out to Grim from Grim's Toy Show for he really set up all the moves. I mean, I'll talk more about how the match went down, how we planned everything, and the whole series and the behind the scenes episode I'll be doing for episode 5 of the series. We'll do one more episode, like a kayfabe episode before that. But yeah, guys, you should definitely check that out. And thank you guys for watching this episode of WWE News and Rumors. This is the end card. Down there's my second channel, which I do non-wrestling vlogs on sometimes. Over here are some previous videos you guys probably haven't seen that you'll probably enjoy. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to like this video. And if you're brand new to the channel and you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It's absolutely free. I will see you guys in the next video.